Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
It is Friday, good people, and how are y'all doing? I know a lot of y'all was like, man, I'm glad it's the weekend. I'm glad the weekend is here. Hey, I'm glad the weekend is here too, but I am excited because it is Fearless Faith Friday. This show right here is the roof for the foundation and the frame and the walls that we put up with the rest of the shows from the week. Monday was Motivational Monday. Tuesday was Triumph Tuesday. Wednesday was Build a Brand Wednesday. And yesterday was Thrive Thursday. And today is Fearless Faith Friday. We are going to build with attention and block out the noise. Yes. See, all week we've been building brick by brick, thought by thought, decision by decision. Today we cover it up. We're not just motivated, we are aligned. We're not just moving, we are moving with attention. This show right here is the roof over your life. And hear this clearly. A house without a roof is exposed. And it doesn't matter how strong the walls are, if there's no covering, it is not complete and it is not functioning the way it's supposed to be functioning, and it's not operating in its purpose. Today is about covering what you built with discipline, clarity, and faith. This is what protects your vision from being washed away by distraction. Hey, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. It is Fearless Faith Friday. I know. Is it them F's? It is Fearless Faith Friday, and I'm your man, Demetrius L. Brown, here on the Afternoon Praise.
Join us on this heavenly journey, one song at a time, Wave Radio.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown, and it is Fearless Faith Friday, and the show today is Build with Attention and block out the noise. Yes, we got to block out the noise. I want to do a foundation check. What did you build this week? Let's pause for a second. Just pause for 1 second. I know you're busy. I know you're doing all that. Just pause for 1 second. What did you actually build this week? Not what you talked about, not what you planned. What did you actually build this week? Because success isn't in motion, it's intentional motion. Listen to what I'm saying. Success isn't in motion, it's in intentional motion. A lot of people stay busy this week, but didn't move forward. Busy is not progress. Movement is not direction. Did your actions align with your purpose or just your pressure? Because pressure will have you moving fast, but purpose will have you moving right. Let me ask you this again. Did your actions align with your purpose or just your pressure? Did it align with just your pressure? Because again, pressure will have you moving fast, but purpose will have you moving right. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown, and this is Fearless Faith Friday.
You're riding the waves of faith and grace on Wave Radio.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm just excited about Fridays because I get to put the stamp on the week, and I hope that you are listening and paying attention and learning from these shows, because on every Friday we are going to put the stamp on it. We're going to make sure that you are doing what you need to be doing to operate and align in your purpose. Now, I can only plant and water. God do the increase, so that's not my job to force you to do anything. My job is to make sure I give you the tools needed to go forward. But let's look at scripture. 1 Corinthians 14:40, verses 40. Let all things be done decently and in order. Not some things, not a little bit of things. It said, let all things be done decently and in order. See, God is not in confusion. God is not in confusion. He is in structure. He is in alignment. He is in attention. He's not in your confusion. He's nowhere in your confusion. That's all you. Order is a spiritual principle. When your life is out of order, your decisions will be out of alignment. And when your decisions are out of alignment, your results will be inconsistent. Can I repeat that? Let me repeat that. I'm glad you said yes. When your life is out of order, your decisions will be out of alignment. And when your decisions are out of alignment, your results will be inconsistent. God doesn't bless chaos. He blesses obedience and structure. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Stay tuned and stay blessed here on Wave Radio.
It is Fearless Faith Friday. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna stop being silly. Hey, now the truth. Let's talk about the truth. Most people are drifting. Let's be real. Let's be real with each other. I drift sometimes. You drift sometimes. Everybody drifts. But let's be real. Most people aren't failing because they lack effort. They are failing because they lack direction. They are drifting, and drifting feels like movement, but it leads nowhere. Drifting is dangerous. It is very dangerous because it's comfortable. You don't feel lost until you look up and realize you're far from where you were supposed to be. Man, if you do not anchor yourself in purpose, life will assign you a direction. Life will assign you a direction. Life will assign you a direction. But God should be assigning your direction. You should be following what God has put in place for you. He predestined your life before you was in your mother's womb. So it's not life you should be following. It's God you should be following and living life according to God. Stop drifting. Because you never know. At the end of that drift, you might come to a cliff and it's too late. Stop drifting. Hey, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. This is Fearless Faith Friday. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Stay tuned and stay blessed here on Wave Radio.
Build with intentions. Build intentional. Shut out the noise. Let's look at some stats. People who write down their goals are 42% more likely to achieve. But here's the real shift. When you combine that with accountability, the number jumps to 95%. That means success isn't just personal, it's connected. There's power in putting vision on paper because when it's written, it becomes real. And when it's shared, it becomes accountable. That's why isolation kills progress and community multiplies it. You have to allow God to lead you to the right person so that you can be accountable. Share your thoughts and share your ideas with the right person. Now, you can't share it with any and everybody because any and everybody don't think like you. They don't understand success. They don't understand progress. Some people are drifting just like you might have been drifting, and they don't understand their sense of direction. So make sure you allow God to line you up with the right people that you can be accountable to, and you can share your ideas, your goals, and your dreams. Become part of that 95%. What 95% am I talking about? Hey, I'm glad you asked, since you might not remember. It says, when you combine that with accountability, the number jumps to 95%. When you combine what with accountability? When people write down their goals and they share them, and you combine that with accountability, the number jumps up to 95%. Most likely people will achieve their goals. You become part of that 95%. Hey, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Stay tuned and stay blessed here on Wave Radio.
It is Fearless Faith Friday here on the Afternoon Praise on Wave Radio. Hey, share Wave Radio with somebody. And I thank you all for doing it, man. I hear people saying, hey, somebody share Wave. I love Wave. I love the music. I love the show. So thank you to the people who have been sharing Wave Radio. That's what we call faith meets action. We know what the Bible said. Faith without works is dead. You can pray for direction, then ignore discipline. You can't ask God to guide you, then follow noise. Faith is not passive. It's preparatory. God gives the vision, but you still have to walk it out. You don't wait for clarity to move. You move. The clarity meets you in obedience. If you ask God for it, believe God for it. Celebrate until you see it. Celebrate like you already have it. But again, faith without works is dead. So don't ask God for something, and don't move in the vein that you ask God for. So if you asking God to be healed and healthy, and you're not working out and you're not eating right, that means you're not working line. You don't have the real faith. You're not working in what you're asking God for. So again, faith without works is dead. You can't pray for direction, then ignore discipline. You can't ask God to guide you, then follow the noise. Cut yourself off from the noise. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Stay tuned and stay blessed here on Wave Radio.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown. Raise your hand if you did a New Year's resolution. If you do this every year, I'm gonna set my New Year's resolution. Or let's raise your hand if you just didn't put resolution about it. Say, well, next year I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna cut these people off. I'm gonna do this next year. You just didn't call it a New Year's resolution. Or next month I'm gonna do this. Look, can I share something with you? 80% of people quit their goals by February. Why? Because they set resolutions, not intentions. It's a big difference. A resolution says, I want this outcome. An intention says, this is how I live. Outcomes change, but identity sustains. If you only chase results, you will quit when it gets hard. But when you live intentionally, your behavior stays consistent, even when results are slow. Intentional people don't stop, they adjust. And remember, we talked about pivoting yesterday. We talked about the power of pivoting and recalibration yesterday on Thrive Thursday. So get out of that resolution trap. And even if you don't call it a resolution, get out of that trap. I'm gonna get off social media today because I'm on that, but I'm gonna stop this today. No. Understand what your purpose is. Once you understand what your purpose is, get away from the noise and start building intentionally, and make sure God is the foundation of that. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Bringing the sounds of heaven 24/7, Wave Radio.
The weekend is here. Yes, it is. It's Friday. I know some of y'all are excited, but I know some of y'all are not, because y'all are not operating in your purpose. You feel like, oh, it's Friday, I ain't got nothing to do. I'm just gonna go home and just sit in my old chair and read a book and just keep to my old self and not do anything to further my life. I work 9 to 5. Yeah. That's noise. Because God put you on earth to solve a problem. And I'm not saying this to be a business, to be an entrepreneur, be a millionaire. I'm not saying that, but God gave you a purpose, and you need to be operating that purpose. And once you figure out what that purpose is, man, life will be exciting for you. You will watch the glory of God in other people's life that's happening through you. The noise is real. When you're telling yourself these things, you don't have no purpose, that's noise. The noise is real. Let's talk about the noise. Distractions, opinions, social media, doubt, fear. It's not random. It's competing for your attention. And whatever has your attention is shaping your direction. Noise doesn't always come loud. Sometimes it sounds like opportunity. I've been there before. But if it's not aligned with your assignment, it is a distraction in disguise. Everything good is not God. Yeah, opportunities might come. Sometimes we might be in scarcity. Business is slow. We don't have money for this. We don't have money for that. And then the enemy will throw something shiny at us, a shiny apple. Hey, here go $1 million deal. And you know good and well, God didn't line you up to be associated with the people who were giving you the deal, but you took the deal because you needed the money, and it was good at the time. But that is noise, because what's happening is taking you off a track of where God needed you to go. So separate yourself from the noise, and do understand distractions, opinions, people opinions, social media, doubt, that's your mind, and fear. are distractions and are noise. That is noise. And the wrong opportunity, something you shouldn't be in, but it look good, that is noise. I'm telling you, everything good is not of God. Hey, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
What's good? Good. What's going on, good people? It is Friday, and it is Fearless Faith Friday. We're talking about building intentionally, separating ourselves from the noise. But we got to do it fearless, with faith, and walking in with God's promise. Let's look at the 23-minute rule. Every time you get distracted, it takes 23 minutes and 15 seconds to fully refocus. Yes, it takes 23 minutes, and this is studies, 23 minutes and 15 seconds to fully refocus. That means one distraction costs you almost half an hour of purpose. That's not small. That's strategic theft. Now, think about how many times a day you check your phone, switch tasks, respond to something that didn't require you. You're not losing minutes, you're losing momentum. Wow, that's huge. And when I saw that study, I was like, that's crazy. Because when I do pick up my phone, I might stay on it for a while. I might look at one thing, go to the next thing. But it takes 23 minutes and 15 seconds to fully refocus. That means, again, one distraction costs you almost half an hour of purpose. That's not small, y'all. That is strategic theft. I want y'all to take that and just really contemplate on what I just told y'all. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. Go get your time back. Go get your momentum back.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown. You know, distraction is science. There's a biology of science of distraction. Noise raises stress. Stress releases cortisol. And the cortisol weakens your ability to make clear decisions. So now, when you stay in noise, you literally lose your ability to lead your life. That means distraction isn't just spiritual, it's biological. Your environment is shaping your mind, and your mind is shaping your life. If you don't control your input, you will lose control of your outcomes. And I didn't even have to tell y'all that, because you've been living long enough to experience that. You've been living long enough. So I want y'all to rethink about the noise. What are y'all letting distract you? What are you listening to? What is your mind telling you? Get out of yourself. Get out of your mind. Get out of your mind. Get your time back, all right? Get your time back. Distraction, I'm gonna say this again. Distraction isn't just spiritual, it's biological. It's messing with your body. It's causing you the stress. It's breaking your body down. So if you don't control what you input, you will lose control over your outcomes. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown, and a lot of y'all know I'm big on purpose. I help people reach their defined level of success. You hear when I said their defined level of success? That's in my mission statement. That's in my tags. That's in everything. But I need for you to define your success. Let's fix something right now. Success is not what the world told you. Success is what God assigned to you. If you don't define it, you will spend your life chasing someone else's vision. Some people are successful on paper, but empty in purpose, because they achieved what looked good, but never asked if it was right for them. Your success now, your success, not your daddy, your mama, your children, your success should bring alignment, not exhaustion. And I'm not saying you're not going to get tired operating in your purpose. I'm not saying you're not going to get tired of operating in alignment, but success should bring alignment, not exhaustion. Stop getting stressed over something and over somewhere you shouldn't even be or should be doing. And that happens in church. A lot of people don't understand their purpose, so they're serving in positions that they shouldn't be serving in because God didn't bless you with this talent or this anointing. God bless you with the anointing to greet people, but you don't want to be the usher because the usher, people treat it. No, but you want to be on stage. No, you need to be what God told you you need to be. If you understand your purpose, you'll operate in your purpose and you'll be aligned. And some of the stress and hurt you're going through will be obsolete. But define your level of success. Seek God. Make sure God is the foundation of your success. Hey, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
If you got a request, hit me up. I got you. We want to hear what you want to hear because we know you like good music. But let's go here. The one word strategy. Here's your two right here. Here's your two. Pick one word for your season. Focus, build, discipline, scale, heal. Those are just examples, but pick one word for your season. If it doesn't align with that word, it's noise. This gives you clarity in real time because every decision now has a filter. You don't have to overthink. You just have to stay aligned. Your word becomes your compass. Let me repeat this. You don't have to overthink. You just have to stay aligned. Choose that one word. Choose that one word for this season and let that one word be your filter. And anything else outside of that one word is just noise. This is the season for clarity. All right? This gives you clarity in real time when you focus and stay away from the noise. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
It's the Afternoon Praise and it's Fearless Faith Friday, and we are building with intentions. We are building intentionally, and we are closing out the noise. Here go a practical tool. 20-minute focus block. 20 minutes. Start here. 20 minutes. No phone, no notifications, no distractions. Just you and your purpose. That's how discipline is built. Most people don't lack time. They lack uninterrupted time. Train your mind to stay locked in because the ability to focus is one of the highest forms of power today. At 1 o'clock, my phone goes off. My wife can't even get in at 1 o'clock. From 1 to 2, my phone, that's just my personal time. But now I'm gonna keep it real. I keep my phone on do not disturb every day, every moment. Only certain people can get through. Now, if you call me, leave a message. If you don't leave a message, guess what? I don't know you called. I just see missed call, but leave a message. But you got to get to a point that you are cutting the distractions. Stop being what I want to say. Stop being I'm chopping it up. Be productive and stop being just moving all the time. Stop. That's not the word I want to use, but for some reason it's not coming to my head. Stop being in motion and not being productive. Stop wanting to be busy or important or wanting to be needed. Guess what? They can function without you, because if you die today, they're gonna bury you, come to your funeral, cries, and they're gonna find somebody else the next moment to replace you. So again, do this. Start here. 20 minutes. No phone, no notifications, no distractions. Just you and your purpose. That's how discipline is built. See, most people don't lack time. They lack in uninterrupted time. Train your mind to stay locked in, because the ability to focus is one of the highest form of powers today. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
Hey, let me give you another practical tool. Daily imprint. Don't stress about your whole life. Ask this instead. What is the one thing I would leave today better than I found it? What is one thing I will leave today better than I found it? That's legacy. Built daily. Legacy is not built in moments or recognition. It's built in moments of consistency. I'm going to repeat that. Legacy is not built in moments of recognition. It's built in moments of consistency. A call, a decision, a completed task. And listen to what the last thing I just said, a completed task. See, small intentional wins create long-term impacts. Stop trying to get these big, huge wins. Be satisfied with the small wins because they build up. People see this. They see the glory from the small wins. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
Man, my time is almost up. I thank you for listening to the Afternoon Praise, but let me give you another practical tool. Digital discipline. Turn off notifications that don't matter. If it's not a real connection, it's noise. Protect your attention like it's your money, because it is. Every notification is a withdrawal. Every distraction is a transaction. And if you don't budget your attention, you will spend it on the things that don't return value. Turn the notifications off. Put the people who are not, I'm not saying, I'm gonna say it. You know what? Put the people who are not important, who has no added value to your life at the moment, and put them on Do Not Disturb. And sometimes you have to put some family members on Do Not Disturb just for a moment. Take a time out of the day. Put everybody on Do Not Disturb. But make sure you're not receiving calls and texts and notifications from people who really don't matter. Let them build a relationship to get to that space. Everybody you meet, don't put them in that space. They have to earn your attention. Again, every distraction is a transaction. Every notification is a withdrawal. And if you don't budget your attention, you will spend it on things that don't return value. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Stay tuned and stay blessed here on Wave Radio.
Yeah, man, it is Fearless Faith Friday. This show has been great, man. I thank you all for joining me today. Man, my time is up. But I want to leave you with this. Let me leave you with this. Your life is a garden. If you don't plant purpose, noise will grow by default. Weeds don't need permission. They grow automatically. But purpose, that has to be planted. That has to be watered. That has to be protected. Fearless Faith Friday isn't just believing God would do it. It's having the discipline to stay on the path He gave you. Even when it's quiet, even when it's slow, even when nobody is watching, even when nobody's clapping for you, even when you're not getting the support you think you should be getting from family, from friends, even during the midst of all that. Because at the end of the day, you're not just building success, you're building something that would outlive you. And this is the final call to action for you. I want you to do this weekend. This weekend, slow down and get clear. Write it down. Define your word. Block the noise. Move with attention. And most importantly, ask God to align your heart with His direction. Because when alignment is right, effort becomes effective. And when Monday comes, you won't be starting over. You'll be building higher. You'll be building the next level. When Monday comes, no, you're not starting over. You building a level and level and level and level. You're building attachments. Legacy, that's a forever build. Hey, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown, and I want to thank you for joining me this week, man. It's been great. And if you miss any show this week, from Motivational Monday, Triumph Tuesday, Build a Brand Wednesday, Thrive Thursday, and today, Fearless Faith Friday, go to Wave Radio and you can listen to every show minus the music. Hey, I'm out of here. Peace. Have a great weekend.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.